First time in his Premier Class career. On the front row with the two factory Yamahas, Fabio Quattararo and Maverick Vinales. From the head of the second row, ahead of Jack Miller and Johann Zarco. Keep an eye on Franco Morbidelli from the head of row 3 and rescue anything from a bitterly disappointing qualifying session. But here we go, folks. MotoGP 2021 commentary box, mate.
No, this is it. This is the moment we've been waiting for. 126 days since we went. 2021 starts now. The last practice start out of the way. The next one is when it really has died down perfectly, just in time for this race. Simon Crayford, let's go down to you.
Yes, the wind has dropped. I would say it's a half or even a third of during the Moto 3 and 2. Basically, it's the first left-hander, the other tight left. Both of them, they're going to cop the wind in the side, which will make it even harder. So they've got to be careful in those first left.
We will, of course, keep you posted. 22 laps coming up here in MotoGP. Begin our 30th year. We do racing. The FIA Murta MSM.
Incredible, and what a show we have. The virtual fan wall is back. We do have a small pocket of fans here. These men, the elite of the elite, the best of the best in MotoGP, doing what they do very best. Can't wait for this one. It's going to be awesome, I think. A classic to kick off 2021.
We race for all of you suffering by the worldwide pandemic. We race for inclusion and equality. Bagnaia.
Yeah, those cool temperatures, as Simon Crayford mentioned, ambient temperature down to 20 degrees. Much temperature in those carbon brake this as he possibly can. Turns 2 and 6, as Simon mentioned.
Second on the grid. Here is Pecco Bagnaia, just making sure everything's set. Just make sure 2021 is underway. The Bawa Grand Prix of Qatar is go. Not a great start initially. Yamahas have been swallowed up, and into turn 1 it's Bagnaia from Miller.
Jorge Martin started, was 6. He's on inside the top 3. It's a KTM.
Tech 3 KTM has gone down, not sure which one.
Ducati started. Spargo was also in 5th. The Yamahas got absolutely swallowed off the line.
Martin is up into powers back through on his Pramac Ducati teammate. It's Ducati 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ducati a great launch by Miller, but nobody nailed the start quite like Jorge Martin. From 14th place, middle of ending still to get himself inside that top 4 immediately. Incredible launch.
Aleix Espargaro is about to be passed by Fabio. Danilo Petrucci trudges away in the gravel trap.
Yeah, not what he needed. He needed a race under his belt to get crucial. Two Suzukis of Rins and Mir. They've not made any great inroads at the moment. They're still hovering around 9th and 10th at the moment, in 12th place.
There is Jorge Martin then in 4th place, the Pramac Ducati man, number 89. Pecco Bagnaia from pole position as they go across the line here. Here comes Johann Zarco, Ducati on Ducati. From Zarco.
There's nothing that the Yamahas, the Aprilias or anybody else on the grid can do about the Suzukis down that 10th of a second. Zarco then takes second in the slipstream from Jack Miller in the braking zone for the first corner. The Frenchman will start. It's just come up on our screens. No jump start. Jorge Martin will never nail a start like.
He said, I'm going to try and learn in this race and finish it. Well, it's just past 10 riders.
Well, Yamaha expect, or they think, that Ducatis might run into some rear grip problems late on. Well, they need that scenario right.
Fingers crossed on that one. Oh, blimey. They said, the Yamaha guys, we don't want to make any block passes. We'll only pass on the Rins ahead of Mir.
I can't wait to see a replay of Jorge Martin's start. It was absolutely sensational. One of the best ahead of his teammate, Fabio Quattararo. Vinales lining up the move. No, thought about it, but no way through at turn 5.
Quattararo. He's going to have to try and get the job done on the start-finish straight.
Rins at the moment made no great impression on 8th place. Bagnaia then, fastest lap of the race, straight into low 55s for the Italian, a 1:55.3 second.
Vinales swarming over the rear tyre of Fabio Quattararo, desperate to find a way. Lap 16, he'll be down in 14th or 15th place.
As good of a start it was for that man there, Jorge Martin, on the opening night for Franco Morbidelli. Something happened to him on that first lap as well, second lap rather, because Lecco owner Alex Marquez.
The door was just left slightly open from the rookie Martin, and through he goes.
Yeah, there was something happened to Morbidelli on that second lap, and Bastianini. Franco Morbidelli, the runner-up in the championship last year, is down in 19th place. Oh, yeah, Vinales has got Martin as well.
Yeah, no surprise.
No, absolutely. No, I mean, this is all about
to pick him off, so Alex Rins then moves up into 7th place.
Got in hot Rossi, lost all of his corner speed and momentum.
It's on screen, Pol Espargaro, Repsol Honda rider, just ahead at the moment of Brad Binder. Stefan Bradl just behind.
Maintain that pace. He did say yesterday he was a little bit concerned about the first few laps of the full fuel tank, Aleix Espargaro.
Did Fabio Quattararo, the fastest man. Here comes the world champion, Joan Mir, up the inside of Valentino Rossi. So champions for very good reason, and they keep their tyres to the end of the race.
They really do. That's an exceptional lap time by place. It's just around half a second.
Believe it or not, that is 1,000th of Jorge Lorenzo back in 2016. So, the gap at the front, 6/10.
Aleix Espargaro and Miguel Oliveira for company as well. So Valentino Rossi started fourth, didn't get the best of. He looked quite sluggish, but Rossi at the moment hasn't got the pace to go with Quattararo and Viñales, that's for sure.
This moment in time.
Now, when he did a race simulation here at the test, Jack Miller, after about 15 laps, more mechanical grip, they've certainly worked on the electronics to generate more tyre durability, as Alex Rins makes light work face at turn 15.
Yeah, great defensive work there from the rookie Jorge Martin. They are all ganging up behind him though.
Rookie. The likes of Bagnaia, Zarco, Miller, Quattararo and Viñales are just pulling away here. In fact, the two factory Yamahas are immediately better by a 54.6 from Maverick Viñales. The two factory Yamaha men are starting to
try and gang up on the Ducatis. That's what they're doing at the moment. That is a new best race lap.
No sense in Viñales.
Just holding back a bit based on what you just said a moment ago, Matt. In the back of his mind, he has got that, and he's thinking, I'm not. He had to make it stick at turn 6. Number 42 goes through into 6th place.
Dashboard. Are they already going into tyre-saving mode here, Suzuki, or perhaps just...
Been given the information of the gap he's got over Joan Zarco further back. There's Aleix Espargaro, not the perfect start for outside the points at the moment. Nakagami, Alex Marquez, his teammate, Bastianini and Marini, the rookies.
He got passed by Luca Marini, so Morbidelli, he can't even buy a 55, let alone...
There is Miguel Oliveira, 11th place for him at the moment.
So race pace, he wasn't too far away on that KTM RC16. The problem was he qualified so deep.
Almost half a second quicker than Pecco Bagnaia on that last lap, and the gap at the front, as you can see, has come down.
You see, he's quite happy just sitting in those low 55s because he's going to be wary. At the back of his mind is thinking, if I'm riding pretty smartly at the moment, Bagnaia.
Well, if he backs these guys up, about 7 or 8 riders in this, as it is at the moment, the early stages, it's all about Ducatis, 1, 2 and 3, but the Yamaha... Quattararo makes a move, that was brave!
Yeah, he's got that Yamaha turning on a sixpence, hasn't he?
Is it a matter of time before Quattararo finds a way through? Of course, Matt, they've got to do this.
The problem is, though, wherever they do pass Jack Miller, they've got to get at least 5 or 6 bike lengths, and then just up the inside of Miller through turn 15. Now then, this could be the most disheartening experience of Fabio, although Quattararo has got pretty good drive, hasn't he, coming off of turn 16?
He has, but look at this.
Well, that was a game of dare and chance on the brakes, wasn't it, into the first corner. Miller didn't even have a slipstream there, Steve, and he was still able...
At the end of the last lap and the start of this one from Fabio Quattararo, he had to do that. Now, Maverick Viñales has just watched all of that.
There's a scene how you do it from Fabio Quattararo's point of view. This is Franco Morbidelli, who's having an absolutely awful early on that dropped him back to 19th, and now he's in 20th.
He can't get into the 55s. No. There's definitely a problem reflective of the speed he's got. Bagnaia is now being told that he's got company, but
last night in FP4, and he's putting together a very strong race, as he so often does. PB lap on the last circuit.
Someone's grabbing things, Matt, but I thought I just heard, we have. Taka Nakagami's gone down. What a shame in terms of his pace. He's crashed at turn 9.
High 55s, nowhere near good enough from Taka Nakagami. There was only Quattararo faster than the Portuguese man.
We come across the line then to come from French rider Zarco, who's closing and closing and closing. 55.0 from 7th place.
The corner speed that Fabio Quattararo is generating on that Yamaha through 15 and 16, keep Miller at bay, is absolutely brilliant. He's riding out of his skin here, Quattararo.
Alex ever so slightly quicker than Maverick Viñales ahead of him. He's hoping these guys all engage in battle.
Yeah, the Oliveira chart Rossi was hoping for after such an outstanding qualifying last night. Out of the top 10 now, the doctor.
Pecco Bagnaia it is that leads this one from Zarco and fellow Frenchman Fabio Quattararo. Yamahas 3 and 4.
Yeah, how much is Jack Miller at the moment? What's going through his mind? I mean, there's such a long way to go in this race, 15 laps. Yeah, we've only caught...
Because at the end of last year, Jack Miller matured so much, he used his head in races. Is this a sign?
Like between himself and his Suzuki teammate Joan Mir, the gap between the two GSX-RRs is now nearly a second. Espargaro and Rossi and Oliveira are at bay at the moment. But a fellow rookie check, sorry,
They got bullied down into turn one by the Ducatis. They have worked beautifully to get back on terms.
because Fabio's pace is really on the money, but the Ducatis ahead of him are not getting away. So Vinales can just sit Quattararo, as he knows he's not. But this is a good position for Maverick Vinales to be in, because he knows that Fabio Quattararo is trouble. Because if Alex Rins is there at this stage of the Grand Prix, we know how good he is with his... Well, Alex Rins could be a potent threat towards the end of this race as well.
Vinales looks like, doesn't he, that he's got the better...
Yeah, it looks like, to the naked eye, that Bagnaia and Zarco are just starting to perhaps stretch away
far, and still plenty of it left.
This might be it, at turn 15. This could well be it. No, he thought about it again.
Bagnaia still leads, though. 10th or so in it, back to Pramac Ducati ride.
And Zarco, you've got to say, he's doing an excellent job here. He's kept his powder dry, used the power of the Ducati now than Vinales. Oh, but Quattararo has been lethal on the brakes since that first corner. He really is strong, got a lot of confidence in that front.
Last lap, and you're looking at him on screen, the Suzuki rider, Alex Rins, a 54.9.
The Martin then, he's up into 8th, but he's a long, long way back of the lead group. He's got half a second to recover.
Oh, it's coming. Rins fancies this one. He's done brilliant work from 9th on the grid.
Just going to post. So many riders talked last night about you can't discount Alex Rins. Yes, he started from the 3rd row, like Quattararo and Vinales did at turn 6.
Yeah, Vinales also had another look at his teammate. We're riding on ahead of Quattararo right now. He'd be able to get on terms with Bagnaia and Zarco. There's 3 different... Rins got through.
Yeah, that was coming. That was coming. I bet if you looked at a lap-by-lap analysis, though, Steve, and that's going to be Bagnaia and Miller.
Oh, and he bites straight back. Lovely stuff from Jack Miller as they make their way. He's done it on the straight. It will be the move into turn 1 that he needed. Yeah. Good stuff from Vinales. Now
by Vinales, just ran Quattararo out to the curb. There was no way that the Frenchman could then turn in.
Alex Rins on Jack Miller, just given Jack Miller the nudge he needs to say, do you know what? I don't want to fall too far.
As though could he? He could not retaliate straight away.
Oh, no, he couldn't. But like we said,
Miller have not done a 54 in this race because they're thinking so much about tyre conservation.
This is the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. There's a bit of a gap back then to the world champion Mir, who's just ahead of Aleix and Paul Espargaro.
It's been a Hucka Morbidelli in 19th place, nowhere near.
Maverick Vinales' corner speed is so impressive.
Yeah, look how quickly it is, as good as we've seen Maverick Vinales for quite some time, I'd wager to say.
It is, yeah, and it's aggressive as well from Maverick Vinales. I agree, Matt. I think this is the best we've seen.
Bounces and goes back into 4th place.
Helpless to stop that. Yeah. Fabio Quattararo.
Free time, isn't it? Could out-drag a space shuttle, that thing could.
Miller then sets his sights now on Vinales. Now got the Yamaha ahead of him. Now he'll know that he's got the speed edge over Fabio Quattararo,
who's taking time out of the world champion hand over fist. Joan Mir, 55-1 from Aleix Espargaro. If not Aleix Espargaro, he wouldn't be surprised if mid-race a big group started to form just because.
This is a new and improved Maverick Vinales on the Monster Energy Yamaha. He moves up into 2nd place.
I said, play to your strengths. We know.
Oh, Rins, he's now going through as well. Beautiful.
Play to your strengths. That's what the. Go for it.
Maverick Vinales is on fire.
Almost elbow contact there with Pecco Bagnaia, the race leader.
Stand lunch. We want some of it. This is excellent stuff. The best we've seen of him for some time. He was boosted. Dream here on the Ducati. I mean, that can't happen. I won't believe it.
Look
if
at
that
Zarco.
Happens.
So Vinales.
Davide Tardozzi said at the start of the race, I'm not sure what will happen with the wind, whether it will help Yamaha. Top speed advantage has been negated by this wind. 337.
Now then, Vinales, is he going to be close enough to strike on Bagnaia here? No, he's not.
He won. Quattararo on this lap looks like he's just struggling to live with the pace.
Yeah. So Bagnaia has dropped down nearly into 56s. That last lap was a 55.9. Clearly his...
On the rookies, by the way, Bastianini, fair play to him. He's up to 12th. He's gone past Jorge Martin.
Yeah, there's been a mistake. So no points at the moment for Petronas Yamaha SRT. That's an absolute disaster for them.
This is just a... But Maverick Vinales is coming. He's got his eyes on the prize here. Now then, see what has happened to Ducati speed. There's a headwind, of course, which isn't helping, but Vinales is actually...
Exactly what it is. Vinales Is he going to be close enough in the braking zone for turn one? No, he's not at the moment. Fabio for a rare top 6 finish for the factory Aprilia team, only 5 in their Premier Class history previous.
This is going to go down as one of his best. If he wins this race, it'll be his best ever MotoGP race, bar none.
So we'll find out very, very soon. The lap's ticking off. It's still Pecco Bagnaia who's led.
Big game, not always delivered it. Today, at the moment, he's talked the talk, he's walking the... But the news is at the moment, Ducati... Oh, here he comes. He's going for it. There's a gap.
Under Alex Marquez, the latest for the... After Taka Nakagami's teammate had already crashed early on in the race.
On the start-finish straight.
And that Yamaha, it turns so well. That's why Viñales is able to try and get up the inside.
There's Manu, his crew chief, looking on. Also, just by the way, closing in on Sol Honda.
Yeah, that's impressive by Paul Espargaro. He's got no race experience on that Repsol Honda, didn't really... Miller gets back on Rins with some Ducati grunt down the start-finish straight.
He just about gets this one.
Well, it's all about who's keeping the best rear tyre for those crucial last 2 or 3 laps.
Has asked questions of Bagnaia, and so far he's holding firm, the number 63.
They're all doing the top 3 Miller power. Although he has wrestled that place back, hasn't he, again, Alex Rins? He's putting...
Pecco Bagnaia still leads on the factory Ducati. Maverick, beautiful stuff from Top Gun. Maverick Viñales takes the lead here, and
he's going to try, and what he's trying to do here now is just push the Ducatis to stress those tyres out a little bit more. He thinks he's going to have the real hot laps and see what the Ducatis have got. Are they going to really push and attack, wary that they might encounter some... Well, it's Top Guns, all guns blazing at the moment, isn't it, for Maverick Viñales? This is as good as we've seen him. Suzuki's they're not out of it either, are they, as well? Viñales then leads over the line at the start of lap 6, 3rd place for quite some time, the Frenchman, but for how much longer? Because he's got Rins swarming all over his rear tyre.
And Fabio Quattararo, by the way, with pole behind, and Enea Bastianini is 10th, the rookie.
Aprilia's 5 top 6 finishes in MotoGP was right here with Aleix Espargaro in Qatar 27.
Ducati's got any answer to this obvious issue that they've got here in the fact that they cannot use the tunnel circuit.
Yeah, and Viñales has got what, 5-6 bite left now.
Yeah, the work he's doing in sectors 1, 2 and 3 is working. Back now to the world champion Joan Mir, who I would fancy would say I'll have a top 5.
Starting to look really ominous here. That was ruthless at turn 15. Took the space away from Jack Miller, and the big threat.
But look at Maverick Viñales, he's gone. He's going, he's replaced here, he challenges Pecco Bagnaia. The Frenchman's going to block pass into turn 1. He goes through into 2nd.
Just ending to 2020, no top 6 in his last 3. At the end of the season, he labelled it the worst of his Grand Prix career. 21, potentially with a stunning victory.
The factory Ducati again, no, not quite. Rins on the brink of a podium.
Well, this has not gone to script so far for the factory on the podium. They might not have either on the podium at the moment because Pecco Bagnaia has got his hands full of Alex Rins, and that's how good the Suzuki is at the end.
Through on Jack Miller, but again the door slammed shut by Jack Miller.
Zarco on the current spec machine, and he's doing an outstanding job at the moment. This is coming from Rins on Bagnaia. For Jack Miller, unfortunately, is it? He's in the 56s right now as the Aussie, just not clicking for him and gelling right now at all.
There is the Suzuki trying to chase down. It's Viñales from Zarco. There's Aleix Espargaro in 8th place on that last lap. Aleix again.
1.1 seconds quicker than Bagnaia.
Shall I tell you who is faster than Bagnaia? Unbelievable ride so far from the Sponsorama Avintia man. There he is ahead of Miguel Oliveira, our most
countering some rear grip issues as we would have expected. He's doing 57s, has not worked out. This is not Valentino Rossi, way down in 14th place at the moment. In fact, he's only just found a way through and made a mistake on that previous lap to let Rossi and Binder through.
Yeah, and from the moment we started this race into turn 1, oh no, being nudged, shall we say, his time.
That's when he went from 12th to 16th, yeah. Mir on the inside of Rins. We did not expect this at all.
It's up a bit. What a ride from Joan Mir. We said that you cannot really count anything until we get to racing. And
tonight, there are no points up for grabs on Saturday nights in MotoGP. Maverick Viñales, 5s Maverick Vinales. The pace behind him has been picked up by Bagnaia and Mir and Rins, but
wins. Fabio Quattararo was quicker than Alex Rins on that last lap as well. Now,
well, the slowest man in the top. I did not expect to see Jack struggling like this.
I'll be honest, Matt, at this moment in time, second, with Bagnaia third, I would have said that's pretty unlikely.
Well, he's checking out here, Vinales. Zarco at the moment, I was going to say relatively comfortable in second place. He's got about 7/10 back, world champion, who once through on Alex Rins has gapped his teammate. That's going to be pretty demoralising and soul-destroying the class of the guy, doesn't it?
This is incredible. Great effort from
Never let yourself get down the...
Not quite. Well, he'll have a good go, though.
It's a matter of time. It's coming. It is coming, no doubt about it. For Jack Miller.
Oh, look at that. He's going to get past by Pol Espargaro now as well. There are 3 laps to go in Qatar.
Totally different league, Steve. 55.382 as Quattararo sweeps up the inside of Rins. 82 was 7/10 quicker than Zarco in second. Now he's by 1.5 seconds.
Miller's got nothing left. Odian.
Yeah, and who could have predicted that? Jack Miller, a passenger on that factory Ducati at the moment.
Here comes Mir, up the inside of Pecco Bagnaia, neatly done, the block pass executed to
Davide Tardozzi right now, because he's going to be grimacing. Not what Ducati are anticipating, a new top speed record, and it's all gone horribly wrong when it really matters. They've still got Zarco in second, beaten by their independent team. Zarco's done an outstanding job, and look at that by Mir.
Well, this is what Mir did all and is in big trouble.
And this is the mark of a great champion. This is what makes great champions. When you've been pushed up against the wall, his response has been pretty emphatic, to say the least.
He might get second as yet. He's now closing in on...
a lot better than Bagnaia, and certainly Jack Miller.
Into turn 1 we go.
Into that comfort zone. He reeled off those brilliant laps in the mid to low 55s. Got himself that 55.9 now, because he can just stage manage the race from this point onwards. 1.7 seconds clear of Zarco. It's going to take...
Negated somewhat, but you can take nothing away from Maverick Vinales. One of the rides of his...
It was a dream debut on the factory Yamaha for him in 2017 when he won here under the night lights race.
Simon, before we get into the last lap, your thoughts on this Ducati speed here with the win?
That full amount of fuel, you know what I mean, that it uses to use full power and finish the race. A conservative fuel map, and then they lose that extra speed.
Well, they certainly have lost it, and at the moment, on, but it just seems like a matter of time before the world champion on the Suzuki moves up into second place.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. I don't think even perhaps himself thought this kind of ride was on the cards, but...
International circuit, Maverick Vinales with over a second to play with from Zarco and Mir.
Him on a plate by Bagnaia's mistake in Mazzano. This is a proper, genuine demolition.
Impressively, and more impressive than that, sorry Matt, is the fact that he's had to get his elbows out in this.
To really know what Maverick Vinales is going to turn up, you were wondering whether he was going to wilt, but no, he's been absolutely...
Though, in the other spots for the podium.
Yeah, Mir might get mugged here, you know. Bagnaia might be lining up a bit of slipstream down the start finish. Late drama, Ducati's proud winning record in Losail is about to come to an abrupt end. Not what the 9th place. Alex Rins can't get through on Fabio Quattararo as well. Rins is
quite the night to open the 2021 season here. Not what we expected at all. Class. Unbelievable move.
Pure
what
class.
A job. They'll celebrate this like a victory as they now head into the last corner.
Well, it's been the Spaniards. Is Mir going to hang on to that second place? It looks like he will do.
Take my breath away, Top Gun. What the world champion looked set for second, and he doesn't even manage to finish on the podium.
But it looked like Mir had it absolutely nailed on. He got hammered by the Ducatis. Did he just lose a bit of grip lunge on him? Nothing he could do about it. Brilliant by Maverick Vinales, one of the rides of his Grand Prix career. Mir, the world champion, 4 or 5 bites.
He's wide.
He's gone wide.
He's gone
Do you know what
wide.
he's doing there, Steve? That was close now. He knows they're coming, they're coming. Here come the red missiles. Absolutely powerless, Joan Mir. He knew that a Ducati, at least one, was going to slipstream him, and he was just desperate offline, couldn't grab a handful of throttle with it being so dirty. He could have been launched over the handlebars. It was, by this young man, Maverick Vinales, absolutely sensational. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that was
good shape, and we get to Sunday and something goes wrong. Can't get the start, full tank at the start, something is wrong.
Got a feel for this young man as well, Joan Mir. He fought a great fight, and it